Your parents screwed up. It's okay to say so. That's why I made a Patreon, so that we could talk about it, so that we could connect in a way that has more privacy, so that we could talk to each other in a way that's more open, and stuff that we wouldn't share like in the comments of a video like this. I think you're worthy and valuable, and I wanted to spend more connected time with you, healing together and hearing your deeply inspiring stories.
I don't even understand what he was getting at there.
So basically, he's got a Patreon, so you can watch videos of Jeffrey and you can connect with him behind the paywall, where you wouldn't normally be able to get that content on Twitter or TikTok or whatever. So it's out of the public view, let's say, and it's behind the paywall. Now, the problem with this is that Jeffrey is 45 years old and has a very young audience and is saying to them, oh, I think you're valuable. I think you're wonderful. If you pay for my content, we can have conversations that nobody else can see, that your parents can't see. You telling a kid that, right? Because loads of kids, myself included, when I was growing up, I used to have fallouts with my parents all the time. I used to have fallouts with them all the time over the most benign, silly things. And children are very easy to manipulate. They're very, very easy to manipulate. So you're sitting there on camera going, I think you're wonderful. I think you're valuable. I want to connect with you more. Bruv, no.
Well, okay. So let's look at it this way. Jeffrey has a platform. Jeffrey, yeah?
Jeffrey Marsh, yeah.
Jeffrey has a platform with, I'm assuming, a really big following. So if somebody with a big platform is trying to do something potentially to help and give back to people, why is that an issue?
You think he's trying to help to give back? You're telling these kids, these young adults, your parents messed up. We can talk without anybody looking and say things that you can't say in the comment section. What does that sound like?
No, I can understand that. But what it is that, number one, Jeffrey's probably looking at this as an opportunity to make money, because a lot of people are going to give into it.
100%.
Number two, I just don't know what to refer to Jeffrey as, but if Jeffrey's had,
he's non-binary.
Say, you just said he's non-binary, but
okay, Jeffrey is like, non-binary.
If Jeffrey has had, say, maybe a bit of a tough upbringing, because Jeffrey's older and is at an age where probably when Jeffrey was younger, things weren't accepted and things like that, then maybe Jeffrey's at a point where Jeffrey wants to help other people who may have been had the same struggles.
Okay, let me ask you this. What do you think they're going to speak about that cannot be spoken about on TikTok, which already has a heap of degeneracy?
Because a lot of people aren't going to want to air their own business online.
Fair point. But I would say that...
And that's not a one-to-one conversation if you're doing things on TikTok, really.
Okay, now as far as I'm aware, Jeffrey is not a therapist.
No.
Not a licensed therapist.
Yes.
And you're talking to children, saying to them that we should talk in private. Now, if I had a kid and there was a 45-year-old on TikTok saying that I screwed up, but we can talk in private about intimate things and things we can't talk about in the comment section, I'm going to have a big problem with that.
Okay, but
you're a stranger to begin with. The fact that you're non-binary, trans or whatever that's not the problem here for me. You could be straight, you could be gay, I don't care. You're a 45-year-old with a very young audience talking about let's talk behind the paywall.
Yeah, but where are you getting this knowledge from that it's all kids, or it's going to be kids that Jeffrey's going to talk to?
Jeffrey has a very young audience, and if he's saying your parents screwed up...
Yeah, but I'm not young. Somebody could say to me, my parents screwed up.
Yeah, but we know Jeffrey's audience is very young because we know the people that are part of this like movement or this change in society is coming from the younger generation. It's not coming from the older generation. Although they are there, they're the ones that are influencing. There's an influx of young people that are going through these changes. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So it would stand to reason that his audience is going to be young. Even if I don't have exact numbers on how many young people are in his audience, I'm willing to bet that there is enough of them for parents to look sideways at something like that.
If you are attempting to figure out if you want to go no contact, let me give you a tip. Go no contact first before you figured it out. If you tell your mother, for example, you're going to go no contact and she makes it all about her, she says, "What the fuck does that mean?" She steamrolls over your experience or your emotions. She makes it all about her. She tries to manipulate you with guilt. That is really valuable information about how to proceed. If you go no contact and she says, "I love you very much. I respect your decision. Please take as much space as you need. I'll be working on myself and I'm ready if you ever want to have contact again." That's helpful information too. Give it a shot.